We're almost there. We have almost done it. A very happy Thursday to all of you. We are one step closer to Nebraska facing off against the Golden Gophers here at home in the great, beautiful city of Lincoln, Nebraska. My name is Nate Brennan. He's the Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland. You're listening on the block, 93.7 The Ticket, 402-464-5685. Starter Name and text line, Honda of Lincoln Hotline. You can also check us out on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Twitter. Head over to those platforms. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Give us a like. Follow. I don't even know. What is it on Twitch? I don't know. If you're on Twitch, do whatever you have to do in order to support us here at The Ticket. We truthfully, genuinely appreciate you. Strick, Mary Ellen's now open again today, so head over to Mary Ellen's, 27th and Pine Lake. You know,
food for the soul.
Trying to get some late lunch, early dinner. Maybe you've had enough with your Thursday. You just feel like going home and eating some chicken, eating some ribs. I don't blame you. I kind of feel like doing the same. But you know what? We have to do a radio show. So live out what I'm trying to do, what I wish I could do right now. Head over to Mary Ellen's, food for the soul. Strike, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I just want to know, what are you going to do Saturday? Because I don't think any way that I'm not going to be in front of the TV watching this Georgia-Tennessee game. I don't care what's going on tomorrow.
I will say
I've got to watch it.
And Nebraska will always take first priority. I will say that.
That's good thing it's early. I like it.
I was just about to say, I am very thankful that it is not the same time as Tennessee, Georgia, because that game. Because we keep talking about this, and we can hit on this a little bit too before we get into some Nebraska football talk. Mark Whipple now saying that it looks like if Casey can't go, it'll be Chubba. So we can dive all into that. When it comes to the SEC in Georgia and Tennessee, our doomsday scenario where Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee all have one loss, it starts with this game this weekend.
Yeah.
So the doomsday scenario could happen, and it'll be really interesting to see. And I feel like if that's what happens, it'll be the first time that the playoff committee is really pinned in a corner. Because for the most part,
they're going to have their backs to the wall.
It's
on that one.
Always played out right way. Yeah. Like maybe there was one team that didn't get in. There's a little bit discrepancy. But for the most part, I think it's always played out how it should.
You always had to ask that question, Nate, that whether or not an SEC team,
oh my goodness,
an SEC team that emerges, whoever that might have been. I mean, for so long now, for the last maybe 5 to 7 years, it has consistently been Alabama, Georgia, definitely over the last 5.
LSU
had popped in, But the thing about LSU, when LSU was high and tight, Georgia
had
the same.
Year, right?
So it just seemed like it was always that one team was always vying for it. But when you have multiple teams, that kind of you had to ask that question: when is it going to happen? And when it does, what is it going to look like?
And what's the committee going to do?
Yeah,
because that's the craziest part. And again, I do think it will work out the way that it's supposed to, because as these things always do. But the doomsday scenario is right in front of us, and it could happen this weekend. And I still come back to this, and we can touch on this a little bit too before we dive into this Nebraska stuff. I still think if TCU goes undefeated, they're in.
Yeah.
I truthfully think
over Clemson.
I think Clemson gets in too. I think what's going to happen, if Ohio State, TCU, and Clemson all go undefeated, you'll have one SEC team. I don't see any scenario you leave out an undefeated Power 5.
And
a group of 5 for sure. Absolutely.
That's where I would beg to differ. I would come in and say, listen, I think there's going to be controversy. And I think that's where it's gonna come in the form of 2 SEC teams again, and then people
and leave out an undefeated team.
I got a feeling, man. I don't know. I don't think you can.
You
I don't think you should. But I think that there's going to be some controversy. You remember the time how all the BCS stuff started was when Michigan and Nebraska ended up like, let's go. We want to play each other, and there was really no pathway for that to happen.
Michigan got scared, basically, is what happened, I think.
So it didn't happen.
Exactly.
And
which
so
is
there's
garbage.
where things started to escalate as far as pushing for another platform in order to to be able to try to make it right. Then you get the BCS system, and then you all of a sudden BCS people started getting frustrated because they felt that the numbers were telling you, and they were just kind of throwing it based on all these other things and algorithms and metrics. And then all of a sudden there was frustration out of that because then other teams were feeling like, you know what, we should have been, or we should have had, why not us? And then so they come with the eye test, the playoff system, a little bit more subjective with the numbers, and it's going to progressively continue. I that's why I think this is, if it's going to happen, controversies is going to happen this year before they fully implement, and they're going to be able to describe why they're implementing the expanded playoff system. And I think that's going to excite people around it even more. And I think that's what you're going to have. I think there's going to be some controversy. That's just my opinion.
I think there might be controversy. Wrong. I don't see any scenario, because then at that point, I understand
there's no controversy if the way it happens for you. That's no controversy.
The SEC is always going to have the upper hand. The Big Ten always going to have the upper hand. I'm on the same page there. They can get 2 teams if there's other 1-loss teams. So say everyone has 1 loss. Okay, you throw in 2 SEC teams. Say a couple SEC teams have 2 losses. Okay, you throw in 2 Big Ten teams. I'm on the same page. I think that there should be a tier system like that. But if you're going to leave out an undefeated Power 5, what's the point? Like, just call it what it is. This is SEC versus Big Ten now.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's the thing. If that's
because
what's
it's a
going
push
to happen,
for that.
If that's what's going to happen,
just
say it. The playoff committee needs to come out and say, you know what? This is what it is.
They're not going to say that.
They should.
They're going to imply it. It's going to be an inference for that. They're not going to come out and tell you that. They're going to basically let you argue, and the pundits talk, and all kinds of crazy stuff going on the airwaves. They're not going to come out and say that, because it'll put them in the crosshairs.
But that's what it would be.
Yeah, of course because that's what everything is. Really, let's be honest. That's really what they want. I think that's what they want. We talked about that not too long ago. They want
that's what the money
they want mini NFL.
Yeah. Which I think is probably what's going to inevitably happen. I mean, they're already switching that way, getting rid of divisions.
It's too much money. NCAA
pod system.
Yeah, NCAA has no bark. No. But we're going to talk about that too in basketball.
And that we will talk about that.
We're going to get into that one.
Jeff says on Facebook, Alabama will win the SEC championship. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but if that's what happens, they get in. They're the one school. Because 1, it's Alabama, and that's what the NCAA wants. And 2, say all those other schools are undefeated. Okay, so Tennessee beats Georgia. So then
who gets left out? Georgia gets left out. If Tennessee beats Georgia.
If Tennessee beats Georgia, that SEC title game, unfortunately, would decide who goes.
What if it's a close game?
I still think
you see what I'm saying? What if it's an overtime game and Tennessee ends up getting left out, even though they're the best team right now in football?
I think that's the reality of the situation.
I think it's controversy.
You know why I think it would be Alabama that would get in is because Tennessee had the advantage in the first game because it was at home. And we saw what that fan base was like. I mean, those people are absolutely crazy. Yeah. You're at a neutral site. It's a championship game. So I'm not agreeing with it. I think that Tennessee would deserve to get in. But if you have 3 undefeated teams in the Big 12, the ACC, and the Big 10, it'd be just Alabama. And it would stink because I think Georgia and Tennessee are probably better teams than TCU, than Clemson. But they're undefeated.
But Nate, you're right. You're right. And here's the thing for me, right? I think that would still create controversy.
Really?
I think so. Because there's going to be a play at the fact that these SEC teams are well deserving their power rankings. You're going to be able to look at their numbers and all the things that you say is the reason why a team should be there. That's what's going to be the controversy. If that's the case, if it works out, either way, it's still going to create controversy to me, right? Whether 3 get in or 2 get in and somebody gets left out, or at least 2 SEC teams don't get in.
Right.
And then they're going to say, well, dang, we just beat each other up. Well, let's just go beat you up. Let's just go beat you up every year. And then, I mean, they're going to figure out a way to make it an SEC against the world.
Right.
And that's a controversy thing. They're going to say, well, we're just going to super conference you and beat you up and then take all the money.
Like I said, inevitably, I think that's what's going to happen. But I don't think we've reached that stage in college football yet, which is why I think they put the undefeated teams. I can't imagine a world where a Power 5 school legitimately runs the table, doesn't, because that's the thing is if you're a TCU, if you're a Clemson, you have no room for error.
Right.
Because I agree, you'll put in 3 SEC schools. You'd put in a 2-loss Alabama probably before you'd put in a 1-loss Clemson, a 1-loss TCU. I'm on the same page there. If you have no room for error, but if you go undefeated, I mean, you go undefeated.
Well, let's talk about the controversy that's going on right now in the locker room. We still don't know what's going on with Casey Thompson. We don't have an idea yet.
Friday,
it's kind of a game
we'll
time
find
decision.
Out tomorrow. So supposedly tomorrow night we'll find out is what Mickey said.
So as of right now, it seems like, Whipple is basically saying, is it a good chance that both Chubba and Logan Smothers will play on Saturday if Casey Thompson cannot go? I don't think that's a controversial thing. I think that's something that they have to try to implement. I think Chubba is a capable running because he seems to be skilled there. He's not on the level as Smothers.
No.
But I also think that in this game, I think Smothers could throw a wrench in the whole program as far as what Minnesota wants to do. Personally, I would look more to Smothers. Call me crazy if I'm wrong. I would look more to him. And in this specific situation, because he's going to create pressure on your defensive assignments.
I'll tell you what, Strick, I'm not a fan of handouts, and I'm not going to try and spin this like it's a handout. But if I'm Logan Smothers, I am beyond frustrated. And I'm not speaking for him. I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to the coaching staff. I'm just looking at it objectively as to what happened. Last year, you get thrown in after never starting a game. You come up cold off the bench. You got, 5 days to prepare for Iowa, who ended up winning the Big Ten West. You put the team in a position to win. You gave that team every single chance to win. Your special teams let you down, and your defense let you down. Okay, it is what it is. You bring in Casey Thompson and Chubba Purdy. I'm with you guys. Casey Thompson led the Big 12 in touchdown passes. He is a very good talent. I think you upgrade from Adrian Martinez. Okay, fine. I'm with you on that. Casey Thompson goes down. You and Chubba Purdy are neck and neck. You've been in the program for 3 years now. This is your 3rd year in the program. You started a game last year. You could have entered the transfer portal. You could have been the first guy out the door, and you would have had a starting spot at a group of 5 school. You stuck it out. You came in. Chubba Purdy did not look good. I'll just say it. And I do not like coming at student athletes. I think he's probably a great kid. I think he's talented. You did not perform. You didn't. Yeah. Straight up, you didn't perform. And Logan Smothers is now being told again that he's not going to start. I don't care. I would be frustrated.
So tell me this. I would be frustrated. So so with that in mind, tell me this then. Riddle me this, Batman. If that's the case, then what type of leash would you put on a Chubba Purdy?
Sure.
So what would that look like? Like is it stalled drives? Is it a turnover? Is it what would that look like in that aspect for you?
I think that's tough to actually define from the sense of
but
on
you can't
a leash.
Say short leash,
right? On the sense of a leash, I think you're holding his collar. Like I don't even think he has a leash. You are holding. If you have I'll give him 2 drives. If you go 2 drives without a first down, you're done. You're done.
Okay, I can.
And again, that's Coach Nathan. I'm not speaking for the coaching staff. And again, I hope I'm wrong. This is one of these takes. I genuinely hope that I'm wrong. I hope Chubba Purdy goes out there. I hope he's a beast. I hope he balls. I hope he blows Minnesota out. But from what I saw against Illinois, I'm not convinced that that's going to be the case. Why would you? And I feel for a kid like Logan Smothers. Since you've gotten to campus, you've done everything everyone's asked you to do. And on top of that, you got thrown in against the Big Ten West champions last year and performed at a high level and put your team in a position to win. I just think he's been dealt a crap hand, man. I feel for the kid. I really do.
I don't know the question. There's a question that's been thrown out on a Facebook stream from Jeff Worrell. And I don't quite understand the question. He says, when did Nebraska State playing hurt players? I don't think that. I don't know.
I think he said, when did Nebraska start playing hurt players? Start playing hurt. He's going for there.
Who would that be? Are you talking about Casey Thompson?
Well, no, they were saying that Chubba, basically Whipple implied that Chubba was maybe a little bit beat up, wasn't at full strength, and he questioned playing him. So I think that's where he's going with that. But I do believe in my heart of heart that Mickey Joseph and Mark Whipple would not put a kid out there if it wasn't safe for him to be out there. Like, maybe you're a little bit beat up, but I mean, this point in the season, everybody's beat up. Strick, I mean, you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've played sports at a high level. I mean, what happens when you're in the NBA and you get to game 75? Everybody's beat up. Everyone's hurt.
Yeah.
I mean,
in some way or another.
I mean, we're in what?
Taxing.
We're in what, week 8, week 9 of the college football season? Like, everyone's a little bit hurt.
Yeah.
So I hope that that's not the scenario.
Texter Oak Valley Husker says 29 total yards and a half would justify trying something different for sure. I think Purdy had the capability, but if he doesn't look good as a coach, you should have a feel for that and get the next guy in. I would agree with that. I don't know. I think 29 yards. Yeah, because I know that's what happened. And
that's literally what happened.
And so, yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think even less than that. I like your thought on it. Couple drives, there's no movement. That can't continue, Nate. You can't continue to have 3 and outs, punt, against the Minnesota type of team, because they're going to do what Minnesota does. It's time of possession. It's pounds.
Bingo.
You can't continue. You have to be able to move.
Throat.
You have to be able to move it and move the chains. You cannot continue to have that. So, yeah.
Well, let me ask you then, Strick. I'll turn it back on you. What's the leash?
I think the leash is lack of movement, lack of getting first downs, lack of anything or semblance of continuity. If you're just looking like you're half lost out there and you can't get it done, you can't make reads, and
right.
If you're looking at it like that, I can't handle that.
You think, but I think what's so interesting about that, Strick, is that if you're Nebraska and you look at last week, why should we believe at all that Chubba Purdy even has a leash?
Right.
29 yards in the second half, and Logan Smothers wasn't even warming up on the sideline. I mean, they didn't even have him ready.
Right.
So I'm saying personally, this is what mine would be. I'm not a coach. I don't even know a quarter of what these guys know when it comes to playing the game of football. I'll tell you right now, though, that if we look at it objectively, in that Chubba Purdy started the entire second half, rumors that he was hurt, and Logan Smothers isn't even on the sideline warming up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why would we believe that Logan Smothers is going to play?
I agree. I think Justin also says something that's important. When we look at the weather, he says, it would seem to me that Logan Smothers is a better runner than Chubba Purdy, and Saturday's weather may dictate the running game might be easier than the passing game. I would have to agree with that. It seems as if the weather it has like a 40% chance of snow. It's going to be a little cooler, but maybe not in the morning. But you're supposed to possibly get snow that evening, which could possibly bring a better chance for running as opposed to throwing the ball. Potentially, I don't know, or it could be some rain. So it's going to dictate, I think, too, as well as to who you would probably be going with.
Absolutely. And I've looked at the weather, and it's kind of fluctuated. We saw maybe a little bit of light rain to light snow. There's a ton of possibilities because we know this is Nebraska, but I think that's such a good point because, again, we saw it last year. You can create a playbook and a game plan for Logan Smothers and watch him be successful.
Yeah.
The crazy part, like, we haven't seen it with Chubba Purdy. We don't know. Right. You have seen it with Logan Smothers.
With the style that basically Minnesota is going to play.
We saw it.
Yeah. It's going to be defense and run.
And I keep saying, and people are going to hate it, Nebraska should have beat Iowa. Logan Smothers was not the problem in that game. He was not the problem. He was not the problem. Did he make some timely mistakes? Yeah. He's a redshirt freshman. Did he make some boneheaded decisions? Yeah, it's his first game of the season, at the last game of the season. That's going to happen. The thing that you can't have happen is 29 yards and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't have that. You're not going to beat anyone in the country that way. And the thing is, too, Strick, Minnesota's defense, they're not as good as Illinois. Minnesota's defense is no joke.
No joke.
And I'm telling you right now, they're going to be really well coached. I know for a fact they're going to come in here and they're going to be really well coached. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, Corey and Lincoln says there are no rumors that Chubba was hurt. Whipple said explicitly, yeah,
Yeah. And then also, again, I think there is we can't pass block worth a darn. I know we got to take a break right now, but we can't pass block worth a darn. I think our best bet is running. And again, I talk about this extensively. We need to do more. Listen, teams do it against us. Just look at what Illinois was doing. They were pulling guards and tackles and kicking out defensive ends and getting up into them doggone and creating creases and holes for Chase Brown to get up in there and find space. We need to find out why we're not trapping, why we're not pulling, why we're not. Now, I don't know if it's the mental capacities of our line is not good. Maybe they're moving guys all around. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm not seeing any of that stuff that would create opportunities for us to get space and create hopefully movement for Anthony Grant. I just don't know. I'm just dumbfounded by it.
It's the whole thing is bizarre because again, like I just look at that second half and I'm just confused why, even for a play or two, just to mix it up. Like I'm not even saying a whole drive, just something to just mix it up a little bit. Yeah. And we just didn't see anything.
And think about what you could do with that. Think about what you can do with that, with a running game and also someone who knows that you're capable. Man, your RPOs look so much better.
And there's no tape.
Because there's no tape,
you have tape
on
of one game.
That's what I'm saying.
You got one game of tape. You got a lot of tape on Casey Thompson. And if he's going up a little bit banged up, it's something to think about. We'll talk about this a little bit more. We're going to be here for the first hour of Old School as well. We're going to talk some college basketball next. A lot of NCAA allegations coming down. Lots to process with that. Stay with us on the block. 93.7 The Ticket.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. Starter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. StarterHeyman.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
A good game with good friends. But isn't it time to up the score when it comes to the food? Wings and Rings is here for every football fan. Catch the game on one of their big screens or snag a tail great pack to go. They're cranking up the heat and throwing in mad flavor this season. Stop by your locally owned Wings and Rings on O Street, Meridian Park, or 48th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village, or grab some crave-worthy Wings and Rings to go. Make them your go-to destination to watch your team bring home the win. Wings and Rings. Game time just got better.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's Post-Game Show and the Final Word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's Post-Game Show and the Final Word, live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill, brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Bagels & Joe has a brand new location in Seward, and it's open for business. Get ready for the fall with pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, pumpkin cream cheese, and a pumpkin pie smoothie. Don't forget their delicious breakfast burritos and sandwiches, and grab a business box of bagels for the work crew. Bagels and Joe, with 4 Lincoln locations and now in Seward.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking here in Louisville. We are really hitting on all cylinders right now, and deals are off the charts. We've got a lot more new 2022 and 2023 Chevrolet and GMC inventory than we've had in a long time. So make sure you check us out online, or do even better, stop on in the store and let us show you one in person. Our pre-owned lot is plumb full, so take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Lose fat, build muscle, gain endurance. Whatever your goal, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help you achieve it. Farrell's offers group fitness for all levels in a fun, welcoming environment. Their proven method combines kickboxing, cardio, and strength training to get you in the best shape of your life. You've heard all about their 10-week challenges, but you can join as a member anytime. Head to fxbeatlincoln.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill, or just south of 78th and Pioneers.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at freedmanlaw.com today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Nate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A very happy Friday Eve to all of you. My name's Nate Brennan. He's the Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland. You're listening to On the Block, 93.7 The Ticket, 402-464-5685. Starter Haven text line. Also, the Honda of Lincoln hotline. If you want to check on what's going on here in the studio, see what's going on, go head over to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share, give us a follow, all that good stuff. Want to give a shout out to the YouTube stream. You guys, day in and day out, give us great interaction. We appreciate every single one of you. If you have not already, please give us a subscribe, give us a like. Again, we greatly appreciate all of you. We're brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. If you're getting off, if you're headed back from work right now, you get off a little bit early, get a late lunch, get an early dinner, head over to Mary Ellen's. I promise they will not disappoint. All right, Strick, let's break it down because there's a little bit of chaos, for lack of better words, happening in college basketball right now. So if you guys remember, stemming back to 2017, the NCAA did this big investigation into a number of schools, still kind of cracking down on the situations, and schools are giving themselves like self-imposed suspensions. I know Louisville, it looks like they got away with it. Rick Pitino's gone. That might have had something to do with it, but here's the interesting aspect of all of this. And I want to mention, and I want to talk about Kansas specifically, because you look at Kansas. So I'm going to go back and read this word for word. So this is from ESPN.com, and this is how they describe the situation at Kansas. The Jayhawks received a notice of allegations in September 2019 and are charged with 5 level 1 rule violations.
From the FBI, right?
Yes, that includes lack of institutional control. Bill Self is charged with head coach responsibility violations. The case will be going through a process. So the NCAA enforcement staff described the Kansas violations as, quote, this is, quote, egregious, severe, and are the kind that significantly undermine and threaten the NCAA collegiate model. Kansas is also charged with 2 level 2 violations, 1 level 3 violation related to the football program, from former coach David Beatty. So I want to talk about this, Strick, because Kansas just decided they were going to do a self-imposed suspension. So Bill Self now, if it's
does it hold up? That's the thing. Does that still hold up, or does it carry weight still with the NCAA and can impose?
I think they're trying to get ahead of it.
They're trying to get ahead.
I think, and if it's really severe and egregious, 4 games at the beginning of the season, come on, man, really? Are you kidding me?
Well, that is something that you have to look at. I mean, one of the games.
What are their first 4 games?
One of the games that they're going to have is against definitely Omaha, which is their first game. That'll be next week.
Okay.
They'll play Omaha, University of Nebraska, Omaha, the Mavericks. But they do have a top 10 matchup against Duke on November 15th.
Okay.
We also see that there was a assistant, Curtis Townsend, who was also suspended due to the findings.
4 games?
Well, actually, both of them are 4-game suspension because Self and Townsend both will return to the team when they play against NC State on November 23rd in the Bahamas.
So they're getting ready for NC. So they'll be fine for NC State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not 5 games. We're going to make sure that it's 4. This is what I want to ask you. And I don't know if it's just more of a college basketball thing. I don't know if you can throw college football into that too. How come it always feels like to me, and I might not be correct in saying this, maybe I'd have to do a deeper dive into some of the allegations and everything like that. It seems like all the blue bloods get away with things like this. You know, because I know UNC had that fake class scandal for the longest time, no repercussions. And I know Georgia, Alabama, I mean, you can name every SEC team under the sun, Auburn, they're always cheating. Ole Miss, for crying out loud, missed 2 years of bowl games after they had the best.
It was Kim Dichie.
Kim Dichie. They were confirmed to be giving out millions of dollars, and you get what? I'm pretty sure it was 2-year bowl ban. Like, I just feel like something about these blue bloods, and I know it's a money situation, but do you get that same idea? Because something just rubs me the wrong way with this Kansas thing. Because if you're going to go to the length that they did in saying that, I read that word for word. They used words severe and egregious. You tell me 4 games beginning of the season. Really? Come on now.
I think when I think about sanctions and infractions, I think there is some form of a little bias, I think. And this is why I think the NCAA has a lot of bark, but they're really a chihuahua, right? And I think this is part of the problem where they did not get ahead of the NIL. They did not get ahead of a lot of the transfer portal stuff. A lot of the issues they didn't get ahead of and find solutions to issues looking ahead and down the road. It just seemed like they were sitting on their hands. They weren't really doing anything.
Right.
And then when they're imposing these sanctions, it seemed that they only kind of went at the little guys. If it was the little guys, they got hit hard. If it was the big guys, they may have been hit, but they weren't hit hard. They didn't. You haven't seen any of the blue bloods get hit with an SMU type of situation.
No.
You know what I mean? You've seen just, it may hurt a little bit. It may, it may touch you a little bit. It's kind of a slap on the wrist. I mean, I used to get spankings back in the day, so that didn't hurt.
You can throw, who else
They didn't
you can
hurt.
throw into that group is UAB. UAB was one of the top 4. They had to disband the program. Their sanctions were so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, trust me, I understand if you talk about college basketball, it starts with Kansas. I mean, outside of maybe Duke and UNC, I'd put Kansas right there. Maybe in Indiana. I'd throw Kansas in the top 5 when we're talking blue bloods, when we're talking
These are overall programs,
historical programs,
especially for basketball.
And they make a lot of money. And they're very similar to Nebraska. They're obviously a basketball school.
Right.
Always have been, always will be, will always be a blue blood. But it just, not that it rubs me the wrong way. It just seems like it's so inconsistent. Right?
Well, then you look at
it's
the
just
same
so
thing.
Inconsistent.
You look at the same thing. Louisville in the basketball sphere is probably one of the perennial programs as well, with Patino and the guys that what they were doing there. The troubles that came out of that, they also avoid
they got
serious
basically
infractions.
without anything.
Nothing, basically, right?
I'm pretty sure they
not
had to
even
pay
a self-imposed.
No, they
I
got
think it's
they
like
got
$5,000.
No,
Yeah,
no, they got nothing, and it just. It makes you think. It just makes you think.
But they're saying the egregiousness, though, part of the egregiousness on what they were doing with Self and that crew, it seemed to come down to using the big shoe brands, your Nike, Adidas
was the
Under Armour.
big one.
And then you have the AAU circuits and programs. So one of the things that you've always had in that space is you've always had what they call runners, right? Runners were guys that connected, not affiliated with any aspect, not the AAU brands nor the shoe brands.
Interesting.
But they're part of kind of like, hey, similar to what the Mafia used to do, right? The Mafia would never really send their core guys. They would kind of send runners out there to go and handle stuff for them to kind of keep their hands off, right? This seems to be what has come down because they're saying that they were using Adidas to gain an illegal advantage in the recruiting by basically having company employees. So they weren't the top parts or the top parts of the Adidas program.
And they weren't technically affiliated with Kansas.
Exactly.
Right.
So they were using them in order to kind of just guide little players that way. Because part of the guiding, yes, sir, it definitely comes down to money. Part of the guiding is, hey, you're going to get there. You're going to go to the league. We're going to take care of you on the back end. Probably even give you a little something while you're there. And we're going to work it through our shoe deal that we have with Kansas. That's how the snakiness of the game works, unfortunately.
Because that's kind of a loophole.
Exactly.
Because I know that if you're a college athlete, you're getting everything under the sun from Adidas. I mean, you get anything you want, all the gear, all the shoes. There's a loophole in that.
Yeah.
And your loophole is just giving them money.
Yeah.
Writing it off as part of the university. They asked for like whatever have you. Because I know it's definitely evolved to more than it was, but I remember the 30 for 30, the Fab Five streak. They talk about the Michigan team and how they had a guy named Big Money Ed.
There you go.
He wasn't affiliated with AAU. He wasn't affiliated with Michigan, but he was there.
He was there. And
he
listen,
had influence, I'll tell you right now.
It even goes further back than that. You got to even go back to the UNLV days. Think about that part of all the casino money and the people and that they were doing business with, getting touched up. Them don't think them.
That's when you start dealing with the mafia and stuff like that.
That's why there was potential scandals going around about them. You know, there were a couple of games that they kind of lost. A lot of people was like, this Duke team was not measuring up with this UNLV. There's no way that team. So they started kind of questioning, allegedly, whether or not, you know, some of those guys were kind of on the shakedown because they were saying that there was some money the monies that were owed. I mean, just think about that. There was really nothing that came out of those situations either. Do you see a big ban on Michigan?
The only thing with Michigan is they did have to get rid of their Final Four.
They lost that Final Four, but
that stinks.
That does stink. But I mean, but really, there was really no sanctions.
Right.
You just lose your final. But there's other teams that did something similar to that got hit upside the head. Hard.
Do you think there's anything that can be done, or this is just going to be the case? Because the thing is, until you actually crack down on a school like Kansas and you're giving out year suspensions, tournament bans, fines, that's what you'd have to do. But they're not going to do that.
How going forward now? The NCAA is inept.
They have no control.
They have
anything.
no. So
it's the Wild West.
It's the Wild West. Where is it going to come from? Where is the accountability going to come from? Sutter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. How would you do it? Because I have no clue where. That's why self-imposed, they'll probably, unless the FBI really wants to ratchet it up.
Right.
Because now think about it. That ain't even NCAA. That's FBI. That's governmental.
Yeah.
So the only
when the big boys are
that's when the big boys are playing. So I don't know if self-imposed will go. I mean, if they find something else that goes beyond that, you know, the scope of what they're looking into, then it could be more trouble. But NCAA doesn't even seem to be like they're involved.
Because the crazy thing out of all this, Kansas won the national championship last year. And you're telling me these are from 2019? What is that doing?
Are they gonna ask Kansas to vacate?
No.
No. That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy. It's the same thing in life. The small guy seems to always get left out. The elitist mentality seems to always win. It seems that way, but I think it's shifting.
This is what Mississippi Mud Dog says. It should strip Kansas of their championship and suspend Self for the season.
Woo!
That would make a statement.
That would make a statement, but but will that happen? I don't see that happen.
No, I don't see them doing that. I mean, again, I think if they did do that, I mean, you would be making a statement.
The milkman said it. It doesn't matter anymore what you think. It's NIL, baby.
That is true.
It is right now.
That is true. That is true. I mean, they can pay.
Doesn't matter what you
Kansas
think.
kids all they want.
Yeah, they can go in with the big dough, the big bucks. Big bucks, no whammies.
That's gonna happen. No whammy, no whammy,
No whammy.
Stop.
Big bucks, no whammy. That's what's going on right now. Wild West.
That is true. Honda Lincoln Hotline, 402-464-5685. Give us a call. Shootout with Strick. Your chance to win $15 Buffalo Wings rings. Coming up next on The Block.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderman. Trek CBD done right.
Join us on Friday from 2 to 6 on the rooftop at Barry's as we get you ready for Saturday's game On the Block with Eric Strickland and Nate Brennan, followed by Old School with Jay Foreman and DP this Friday from 2 to 6 at Barry's on 9th and Q.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Lose fat, build muscle, gain endurance. Whatever your goal, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help you achieve it. Farrell's offers group fitness for all levels in a fun, welcoming environment. Their proven method combines kickboxing, cardio, and strength training to get you in the best shape of your life. You've heard all about their 10-week challenges, but you can join as a member anytime. Head to fxbeatlincoln.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or just south of 78th and Pioneers.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit ASBMidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Expect increasing cloud cover, but still warm and windy conditions. We'll see a high of 75, south winds gusting over 20. We'll have a chance of scattered thunderstorms this evening into tonight with a low down to around 40. We'll continue with a chance of rain tomorrow. Much cooler with only a high of around 45. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
Strick is out for blood. We ain't playing no games today, as Jay Foreman would say. Call now, 402-464-5685. Honda of Lincoln Hotline. Your chance to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. And your chance to take on not the champ, but someone who has had a tough go of it recently. Strick, it's definitely time for you to step
It's been a chicken giveaway, man. Yeah. Dang, you're guaranteed a win these days.
It has been a complete and total chicken giveaway. I don't know what you've been doing, but you know what? Today is a new day. I have confidence in you. You are you seem like you're ready for the challenge.
I think I'm kind of I kind of
You've
got
had
some
a lot
things
on
off
your
my
mind.
shoulders.
Yeah, there was a lot of NBA stuff going on, and I can see how you would be a little bit frustrated or have other things on your mind, because that's your league. That's what you played in. We'll head to the Honda of Lincoln Hotline where we have Jim. Jim, what's going on?
Oh, not a lot. Just getting off work.
Jim, I love to hear it. I'm glad you tuned in to On the Block. Jim, you know how this works. As we do every day, you're going to hang on the line, see how many points that Strick gets in order for you to win the chicken. All right, Strick.
Alrighty.
It's time for you to get back on your winning ways. The text line believes in you. They legitimately told me to give you the win the other day, which made no sense, but they believe in you.
It made perfect
I
sense.
believe in you. It's your time to shine. I won't give you the category. I'll just say NFL, so you know at least where I'm going with the direction with this. All right, Strick. Are you ready?
Alrighty.
All right, we'll start in 3, 2, and 1. He leads the league in passing yards. Josh Allen or Joe Burrow?
Allen.
It's Burrow. He leads the league in receiving yards. Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill.
That's correct. They lead the league in sacks. Cowboys or Patriots?
Cowboys.
That is correct. They lead the league in interceptions. Bills or Eagles?
Eagles.
It's the Bills. And this team has the best point differential in the NFL. Good time. So the best plus minus.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Eagles.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Strick, they have the second best point differential
Dang
in the
it.
NFL. Do you have a second guess?
No.
It's the Buffalo Bills.
Dang it.
The Buffalo Bills. Strick, not a terrible score. It could be worse. It's better than what you did yesterday, because yesterday you had 1 point. That leaves you with 2. All right, Jim, you got to get 2 points in order to tie, 3 to win. How are you feeling?
So.
All right, Jim. Well, I believe in you for what it's worth. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, we will start in 3, 2, and 1. He leads the league in rushing yards. Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb?
Henry.
It's Nick Chubb. He leads the league in tackles. Roquan Smith or Devin White?
Devin White.
It's Roquan Smith. He leads the league in total yards per game. Bills or Chiefs?
Chiefs.
It's the Bills. They give up the least amount of yards per game in the NFL. Rams or 49ers?
49ers.
That's correct for the win. This NFC team once again has the worst record in the NFL.
Detroit.
2, 1.
Mother, son, son.
That was
You've gotta
pretty
be
impressive.
unfreaking believing.
As the buzzer goes off, Jim out of nowhere goes with Detroit. Jim.
Boom, shakalaka.
That is correct. These are for you, my friend.
Finish him. Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah.
Unfreaking believable.
Jim, I won't lie. That was actually pretty impressive. You got that one off. You got it right. So now you have earned the right to either talk trash to Strick.
I need a
You
replay.
can talk trash to Strick or take the high road, Jim.
Replay.
I'll take the high road.
Oh, there you
Jim,
go.
I'm giving away the
See,
chicken.
everyone's
God,
being nice to you
replay.
recently.
I think it was still on the fingertips.
Everyone's being nice to you. Rico's going to the replay, and it is.
Oh!
Oh, he says it's good. Jim, congratulations. You have earned the chicken today.
You got
Stay
it.
on the line, Rico. Make sure that you get your chicken. So, Strick, that'll do it again. You're on a little bit of a cold streak. That's okay. Oh no, I didn't mean to play that one. I was meaning to play the outro. I clicked the wrong button. Sorry, that's tough for you.
Yeah, I know
Playing
what
it
you're
twice.
doing.
No, playing it twice. That's a tough way to go out. All right, I didn't mean it. I'm playing the song that you like. It'll make you feel better. All right, tiebreaker. Somehow, some way, the Falcons lead the NFC South. Through 8 games, how many touchdowns has Marcus Mariota thrown for?
5.
10.
Really?
You would double it. See, the thing is, Strick, when you do something like that, you got to make it tough on your opponent. If I said no, they'd probably go over. Or, actually, I don't know. Marcus Mariota's thrown for 10. Only 6 picks.
That's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
If you're the Falcons,
Everybody's
I mean, you
still
take it.
wondering whether or not Mariota is going to be anything that
Yeah,
involves. I just
probably
don't think
still
it
not.
can
But
career
they,
back
they
up.
might win the division, which is crazy. But we'll get into that. We got a lot of NFL talk. We got a lot of questions happening around the NFL, including Dan Snyder selling the team. Who knows? We'll talk about it next right here on the block. 93.7 The Ticket.
Join us on Fridays from 2 to 6 on the rooftop at Barry's as we get you ready for Saturday's game on the block with Eric Strickland and Nate Brennan, followed by Old School with Jay Foreman and DP this Friday from 2 to 6 at Barry's on 9th and Q.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word. Live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill, brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Lose fat, build muscle, gain endurance. Whatever your goal, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help you achieve it. Farrell's offers group fitness for all levels in a fun, welcoming environment. Their proven method combines kickboxing, cardio, and strength training to get you in the best shape of your life. You've heard all about their 10-week challenges, but you can join as a member anytime. Head to fxblincoln.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or just south of 78th and Pioneers.
You want to join a team of industry leaders, a team where you can learn and grow, a team that treats you right. Well, don't hesitate to look at all the great career opportunities at Acres Equipment, the largest John Deere dealer network in Nebraska. We offer industry-leading wages, state-of-the-art benefits, and a great culture that focuses on both our customers and our employees. Find your next career opportunity at acres.com/careers.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 9th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
You want to join a team of industry leaders, a team where you can learn and grow, a team that treats you right. Well, don't hesitate to look at all the great career opportunities at Acres Equipment, the largest John Deere dealer network in Nebraska. We offer industry-leading wages, state-of-the-art benefits, and a great culture that focuses on both our customers and our employees. Find your next career opportunity at acres.com/careers.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is On the Block with Strick and Nate. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
And Hokie Homer turned Husker, Nathan Brennan.
Everyone knows that I'm the smartest person here.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Nate.
We are back on the block. Strick and Nate here, 2 to 4 every day. We're also going to go a little bit into old school. We're covering a little bit for our friend. Shout out to DP, not feeling well right now. Thoughts and prayers go out to him, his family, and everyone here at the Ticket. We miss you. We love you. We're looking out for you, and we're hoping to see and hear your voice soon back here in studio. But we're going to talk a little bit of NFL talk right now. We're going to jump in. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of topics to dig into. But one of the ones that we're going to talk about to start this off, Nate, I want to get your perspective on this. right now, there was a major trade that was made just recently. Bradley Chubb was acquired from the Denver Broncos just right before the trade deadline. He is the one who has 5 1.5 sacks. He was a Pro Bowler. He was a tremendous defensive specimen for them, and it was a surprise that happened. But kudos to Miami for getting it done. But beyond getting it done, they went a little bit farther in the acquiring. They've given Bradley Chubb a 5-year extension of $119 million per the negotiations as of Thursday. Chubb's deal also includes a $63 million guarantee. What say you on them pulling the trigger on this long-term contract for Bradley Chubb from the general manager, Chris Grier?
Well, I'll tell you what, they must certainly love Bradley Chubb, because I'm looking at the Dolphins and how they're currently constructed. So you just paid Tyreek Hill, you just paid Bradley Chubb. Who would be next? Waddle? Tua? I mean, if Tua keeps up this pace, he's going to be right there in the discussion of guys getting those super deals, the upwards of $200 million. And I just look at, and this is what the Cowboys have done for years, and we can even talk about this in a little bit too. The Cowboys have been star heavy for as long as I can remember. Now, Strick, you remember when they were winning Super Bowls, all that stuff? I don't. All I remember is the Cowboys overpaying a few guys and never having depth.
Yeah.
And if one guy goes down, you're screwed.
They've done that now with Zeke, and then they had Amari. They had to figure out which one they was going to do.
Right, and CeeDee Lamb's going to be up next soon.
Yep.
So that's why you get rid of Amari Cooper. But I just look at the Dolphins team, and they must really think that they have the roster to win it all.
Well, I think
they have to.
I love what you just said, but also I think they're looking at the fact that they don't believe that they're going to have a quarterback in which they're going to have to sign a big deal. So they're kind of distributing potentially that money into another area, because sometimes that money usually goes into the quarterback. Right. Are they going to be willing to throw that money into Tua? There's really nobody there outside of Tua who would be looking to land a tremendous payday. So I think that's part of the thing too, in which they're looking to shore up their defense a little bit. So right now, a big chunk of their money's stuck in Tyreek Hill and now in Bradley Chubb.
Do you think this seals the deal that they're out on Lamar Jackson? Because there was a ton of rumors of saying Lamar Jackson to Miami. I mean, that's just a big payday. Like that's the thing too, is now I think Lamar is going to demand that maybe not the next guy up to break the trend of who's getting paid, but he'll get upwards of $200 million. And it's just a dangerous game to play. I mean, we can look at the Cowboys very specifically. I've seen them do this for years now. You pay these guys, and it's good to have them on your team. Don't get me wrong, but some of them age poorly. Some of them get hurt, and then you have no depth. So I don't know. I'll tell you this much. I don't see this move as making them a Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah. I think they could have got it somewhere else. I don't see it. I don't see where they're going to come out of it. But I mean, Bradley Chubb is a tremendous player. He's already, with 5.5 sacks, just still early in the season.
Right.
He can do a lot of different things. He's pretty versatile in the way that he handles his business.
You gave
on
up
the defense.
a lot for him, though.
But you gave up a lot.
2 firsts.
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but what's your thought about whether or not who is another quarterback? Because I don't see them being able to get into the sweepstakes now. Who is somebody that they can land with what they have there in staffing?
Well, you got to look at Tua. They see something in Tua, and credit to Tua. I still don't know if I'm all in, but I will give credit where credit's due. They look certainly better with him on the field than without him on the field.
Okay.
And I think we're at the point now, like, you either have an elite quarterback or you move on. Like, I can't even think of a guy that would be getting kind of mediocre-ish salary, maybe like a Daniel Jones, a Jimmy Garoppolo. But that's the thing, though, is if you do something like that, I wouldn't consider those upgrades. Yeah,
you're gonna put yourself in trouble.
You're still gonna have to pay him for one, and I would consider an upgrade maybe a Derek Carr. And how the Raiders have looked, I certainly am not paying Derek Carr. Absolutely not. So it'll be interesting.
Because right now, that's why I said
it'll be interesting.
That's why I said what you're just talking about. Why I think Arizona's in trouble.
I think so too.
I think they're in trouble. Too. The Cardinals have no way up, no upside. Even with the return of DeAndre Hopkins, they're stuck. They can't really go anywhere and make any additions to upgrade and get themselves better. And now, who's going to take on Kyler Murray if they decide that we're going to pass in 2 years, in another 2 years? Like where did I don't see? He's an undersized quarterback with a specialty. He's not Lamar Jackson with size, height, and he can do a lot of the stuff. But the size.
I'm thinking too, Strick. Maybe the text line can help me out. 402-464-5685. Has there ever been a quarterback that resets the market and then gets traded?
No.
Like I can't think. Like usually they stay put.
They usually be.
I know Matt Stafford was in that category, but I'm pretty sure that he's now on an expiring contract. I'm not positive on that.
Quick question too: are we past the time where we have the career tenured quarterback for one team? Have we passed that time?
No, I think the elite of the elite, as in the Josh Allens.
So you think there'll be a forever Bills, Cincinnati Bengals?
I think there's three. Okay. I think it's Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow. I don't think they'll ever leave. Because I think they're in good situations. I think they've built good teams around them. Now, don't get me wrong. The Bengals need to figure out their offensive line situation. Or else they're going to get Joe Burrow killed.
Yeah.
But I think those three teams, they will move.
Of those three, which one have the potentials to be the next Andrew Luck?
As in retire early?
Because of just
as in retire early
before their time.
That's just mean, Strick. That still hurts. Joe Burrow.
Probably Joe Burrow. Yeah, if they don't get it right.
They got to get him some kind of help, man. Because he's got the weapons.
But now he just got the bag. So where are you going to get it from?
Right.
And you've got Chase. So you're about to be in a similar situation as Miami right now.
And you got to pay T. Higgins too.
See, where are you going to get it?
Yeah.
They're focused. They're in the specialty group.
And
they're not focused on that line. You got
to figure out the line. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let me toss this to you because I heard there's a couple national outlets bringing this up, and I think I know how you're going to respond, and I know you know how I'm going to respond. They were saying, do the Eagles lose a game this year?
Okay,
I'm gonna run you through the schedule, but I'm just saying
I've got it right in front of me.
Do they run the tape because their schedule is one of the easiest left in the NFL?
I've got it in front of me right now. The one of their biggest challenges that they've had
it's certainly not
was Minnesota
tonight.
Minnesota, and they beat them 24-7.
Right.
Tough game against Dallas 2 weeks ago. Pittsburgh really wasn't that much of a threat to them. I don't see a threat in Houston.
Nope.
I don't see nothing at home against Washington.
Nope.
On the road, that could be the Colts down. I don't see it. Green Bay's really not giving me any friction. Tennessee really, maybe, but they got them at home. They got them at home. Maybe on the road against New York. But that's going to be a divisional game. It's going to be some things riding on that. They got them twice, so I'm sure they're going to be ready and up for that. Chicago kind of upgraded a little bit in the cold.
I'm not buying Chicago,
but you're not buying it. But I think if it's going to happen, it's going to be December the 11th against New York. I think on the road, or December 24th, right before Christmas, Dallas Cowboys.
What a cupcake schedule. Are you kidding?
It is very cupcakey.
I'm looking at this right now. You have two teams over 500,
right,
and one of those being the Giants. And
right.
Again, I'm still buying the Giants. I think they're a good football team. I don't think they're on the same level as the Eagles.
Yeah.
I would say the Cowboys are, but they've already beaten the Cowboys.
Right.
So this is, now that I run through this,
you see it?
This is a cupcake schedule.
They may only have 2 losses at worst. At worst,
I'd probably agree with that. Especially because
best is they're going to run the table. I don't think
they
they go undefeated. I think they take an L.
Wouldn't that be?
And I think they may have a letdown. I think the letdown that they may have could be somewhere where you've been winning. You're feeling yourself. You're smelling yourself.
Like
you're looking
Colts
at
team like a Colts.
New Orleans.
Okay.
Somewhere like that. Either New Orleans or Chicago could be one of those ones where they've been smelling themselves. They're feeling good. I think they lose one game at least.
The question, I want to ask you this, and I want to ask the text line this too, 402-464-5685. Do you sit them?
Who?
If you're undefeated. Because remember.
Do you mean rest your players?
Two strategies. So if you remember, the Colts, I believe, were 13-0, had secured the AFC South, were going to get the 1 seed of the playoffs, sat Peyton Manning, I think at the time it was Edger and James, maybe, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison. They all sat. But then you have the Patriots, on the other hand, when they went undefeated up until the Super Bowl when they lost to Eli Manning, elite, they went undefeated too. So there's two ways of going about this. Which one do you think is the correct way to go about this?
I think for them, don't sit.
Ooh.
I think you play it out. I think you've got a young quarterback that's playing out of his mind right now. It hurts. I think you're loving everything that they're doing. Yeah. They've got a great connection with AJ Brown.
Yes, they do.
They look, and they're playing great. I think you try to make history. Not just
they're winning. No, they're not winning a Super Bowl. Though.
No. I think you just try to make history. I think you just try to run the table, go undefeated for the season.
And I don't know what team they'd be, the 5th, 6th.
You know what I mean? I think you do it. I think you do that, and I think you get yourself just in playoff mode. Not unless guys are injured or kind of fighting stuff, then maybe not. But I also say, you want to establish yourself in hitting people in the mouth. Don't give nobody any sniff.
No.
That's the way I look at it.
Well, that's the crazy part, too, is I'm looking tonight, the Eagles travel to Houston, play the Texans. The Eagles are a 13.5-point favorite. In the NFL, that's crazy. That happens in college football every single weekend, every single conference. In the NFL, if you have a double-digit spread, they are basically giving you no chance.
No chance to win.
No chance.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving you no chance. And then on top of that, then you have the next week they host the Commanders, and they're 10.5.
And the Commanders, we're going to talk about a little bit. And they're in a little topsy-turvy situation. They don't know who's going to be their owner, if they're going to get bought out, they're going to sell. We just know that's craziness going on down there. They've got multiple allegations. We're going to talk about that too. Matter of fact, let's jump on into that. Snyder. It looks as if Snyder right now, 2 weeks ago, we're talking about Dan Snyder and the Commanders, and their spokesmen are coming out basically saying, what are you talking about? It's a bunch of foolishness you guys are spouting out there. And
it's a train wreck over there.
It really is, right? I think one of the things you have to look at in this Snyder situation is why now? What has changed? Because he was talking about dropping the dime on everybody.
He was.
If it doesn't go his way, right?
He did.
So right now, Snyder is looking at he's having conversations. I think it said that he's spoken to about 3 groups right now. He's had conversations with 3 groups. But some of the stuff that's coming out is, what is it that he's looking for, he's waiting on? Because you're talking about a top market team still. DC market is still one of the top 5 in the country, right? So there's still some things there, but like 5 allegations, multiple allegations going on. What could hinder this deal from going through? What could push it through?
Is the finances, because the FBI is investigating now. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, that's not a coincidence that Dan Snyder all of a sudden goes from, I'm going to unpack everybody's dirty laundry and screw everyone over, to 3 weeks later, oh, maybe I'll sell the team. Like he's hiding something. So maybe that would be a reason that they don't buy it.
You're right, because here's an interesting thing, right? This is something that's very problematic when you think about this whole situation, right? The stadium they have yet to secure a new stadium situation.
FedEx is a dump. You ever
been
there?
It's a dump, right? They've yet to do that. So that's one thing that's kind of throwing a wrench in the program, right? There's no secret also that in 2021, they had the second worst gate revenues in the league.
Really?
Only behind who? Sutter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We're going to do a giveaway. We'll give away. What do you think?
What do you think?
Do we have any more gift cards? We'll give away some chicken. Can we give away chicken?
Yeah, we'll give away some
chicken. Give away some chicken. We'll give away some chicken to
$15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Buffalo Wings and Rings. Who is the team, Sutter Heyman text line or the stream, Who is the team that had the worst gate in 2021?
There's two teams that I was thinking between.
Henry, no. Doug and Lincoln, no. Christian and Lincoln, no. A named Ashley, no. No, Steve, no. 402, I mean,
Don't give away any
3, 4,
hints
5.
either.
I'm not
Don't
giving
give
away
any
anything.
hints.
But yeah, there's one team that
had
basically
worse.
had a worse gate than the Commanders.
Washington.
So that's where I think you're talking about the finances. You're looking into that situation. Zach, no. 7482, no. Doug and Lincoln, you're off again. You guys are killing us in the text line, but that's something to look at, right? When are you cooking books? So
something's happening because this flipped like that.
You have to think about that with just look at what happened with Elon Musk, right? When Elon Musk, when he buys Twitter, he's looking at all the books and he's trying to figure out what's real, what's bots, who's this, all these different things. And 3453 text line, send your name in. You have won. It has been hit. 3457. Your number ending in 3457. Send your name in to the text line. You have hit it. It is the Detroit Lions.
I honestly wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
My guess would have been Jacksonville.
It is the Detroit Lions. Isn't that crazy?
You know what, too? Do you know the sad part about the Detroit Lions? I was actually hopeful for them this season.
Yeah?
I had some type of hope. Now, I let Hard Knocks get to me because I'm a big Hard Knocks guy.
Mm-hmm.
But they got to me. Wow. So Detroit. And there's
it was Detroit.
The Ford family is never going to get rid of Detroit, too, which is part of their problem. That kind of surprises me straight.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Do a little wrench into it. I've got something that I'm really interested in delving into and really getting your discussion on. Getting your feedback.
All right. Talk to me.
Great offensive mind. Somebody who has been sought after, Kyle Shanahan.
Great coach.
He's hinting at something that we heard out of KC from Kelsey that was excited about. He's hinting at OBJ to the 49ers. What would that look like? Deebo Sanders, Kyle Shanahan with a just solid Deebo Samuel. And then you've also got tight end
George
Kittle out of Iowa. And you've got a new revamped running game. So you can just use. There's so many things. If you're an offensive mind like Kyle Shanahan, there's so many things you can do.
Elijah Mitchell's coming back too.
Oh my gosh, bro. If you throw OBJ in that, a healthy OBJ, does the 49ers make a run? Are you sold?
I'm trying to think because what would you say? Because their defense, I would say, when they went to the Super Bowl, and then last year when they went to the NFC Championship game, I would say their defense was their strength.
Okay.
But now I don't like you're telling me you got Christian McCaffrey.
And he's looking good.
And Deebo Samuel has taken his game to the next level. Like he is one of the best playmakers in the NFL. Then you throw in OBJ.
Whew, my goodness.
The thing is though, what is I don't know their cap situation. I don't know their draft picks, all that. I know that OBJ would be a free agent pickup. But what? And they're in the NFC. You know what?
They're in the NFC.
You know what? I'm buying. If
they're
in
OBJ, and they're number 2, and they're only 4-4 right now. But they've made the trade. They're still kind of. I mean, you still got to figure out. They've got to get Christian McCaffrey up on their playbook. So they're still probably not running everything.
He looked good last.
Of course he did. But they're still not running everything right now. The surprising look in the NFC West is definitely the Seahawks. The way that they're looking right now. That's the surprise. But they're not going to hold on. I don't think they can hold on. But the key is I'm still not bought on the Cardinals, and I just don't know what's going to happen with the Rams.
The Rams are a mess.
I just don't know what's going to happen.
I tell you what, though, if they say they do make a run, what do you do with Trey Lance?
That's what I'm saying.
You're telling me you're going to send off your quarterback that wins you a Super Bowl?
I'm saying.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
Really? That's what you're going to do?
That's the crazy part.
This Trey Lance getting hurt, I'm telling you right now, I don't think they anticipated that.
I don't think so.
And I think it might come back to bite him in the butt because you can't – how could you possibly tell a quarterback that won you a Super Bowl to just go kick rocks?
Yeah.
One that's led you to a Super Bowl, led you to an NFC Championship, now won you a Super Bowl. Now, again, this is hypothetical. We don't know. But I'm saying if they win a Super Bowl, you got to ship Trey Lance. What is his value? You giving up a first for Trey Lance? I don't know about that.
I mean,
I don't know about that. A running quarterback coming off an injury like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Corey and Lincoln says Ayuk also. Ayuk isn't bad. I like Ayuk,
good,
actually.
yeah.
I think he's solid. 7482 texter says OBJ would actually throw a wrench into the locker room. We've got to take a break right now. But we're definitely, I mean, we can come back and maybe touch on this. We've got a few other things we can tag. We've got to take a break right now on the 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. But check this out. Shout out as we go out. Ray Guy.
Yeah.
One of the best to do it in the NFL has passed away at the age of 72 or 71, actually. Shout out to him and his family. He was a great one. Drafted in the first round, I think 23rd overall, and was a Pro Bowler in his first year. Look, shout out to his family, man. He's one of the best to do it. And we wanted to go out just letting everybody know, man, give your prayers and blessings to the Guy family as we've lost a good one. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com right after this.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
This is Todd Riley with American Senior Benefits. If you qualify for Medicare, then you're probably getting bombarded with information right now about different options during the annual election period. It can all be incredibly overwhelming. We're here to help. The experts at American Senior Benefits can help you navigate all of your options and make the best decision for you. You can reach out via our Facebook page, American Senior Benefits Lincoln, or call me directly at 402-413-9510. Let us help you make an informed decision at American Senior Benefits.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Do you want to join a team of industry leaders? A team where you can learn and grow? A team that treats you right? Well, don't hesitate to look at all the great career opportunities at Acres Equipment, the largest John Deere dealer network in Nebraska. We offer industry-leading wages, state-of-the-art benefits, and a great culture that focuses on both our customers and our employees. Find your next career opportunity at acres.com/careers.
Bagels & Joe has a brand new location in Seward, and it's open for business. Get ready for the fall with pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, pumpkin cream cheese, and a pumpkin pie smoothie. Don't forget their delicious breakfast burritos and sandwiches, and grab a business box of bagels for the work crew. Bagels & Joe with 4 Lincoln locations and now in Seward.
Lose fat, build muscle, gain endurance. Whatever your goal, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help you achieve it. Farrell's offers group fitness for all levels in a fun, welcoming environment. Their proven method combines kickboxing, cardio, and strength training to get you in the best shape of your life. You've heard all about their 10-week challenges, but you can join as a member anytime. Head to fxblincoln.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or just south of 78th and Pioneers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect increasing cloud cover, but still warm and windy conditions. We'll see a high of 75. South winds gusting over 20. We'll have a chance of scattered thunderstorms this evening into tonight with a low down to around 40. We'll continue with a chance of rain tomorrow. Much cooler with only a high of around 45. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Nate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block. Nate Brennan.
Heyo.
The smartest guy not in the room.
Not anymore. Again, I said that when it was Nick and Rico, and I stand by. In that circumstance, I was.
Yes. We are back on the block. Thank you once again for always tapping in, chiming in, and putting your bids in because somebody won the chicken today. We had just a quick flash of some NFL talk, and we're going to continue on the NFL discussion because I really want to get into this. I really want to get into this because I think he's been beat on, he's been bashed on, and I think he deserves some flowers right now. And the person that I'm talking about is the name Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota.
Captain Kirk.
Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings and what they're doing right now. I mean, listen, Kirk Cousins right now is having a tremendous year. About 1,734 yards. Justin Jefferson has emerged as a superstar, stud. He's getting it done. The defense is absolutely solid. The Purple People Eaters have always been pretty solid. They've been pretty strong on the defensive side of things, but they're still holding on. Adam Thielen's good. Dalvin Cook's having a solid year. He's averaging about 5 yards a carry, 80 yards a game. Doing what he does. They give him the rock. If they keep him healthy, they'll be fine. And so I want to talk a little bit about Kirk Cousins. And the hardest thing for people to get over with Kirk Cousins is whether or not he can win the big game. And so they're right now sitting at 6-1, 4-0 at home, handling business, taking care of things at home. Plus, they're 3-0 in the division, 5-1 in conference. They are heading up and taking care of things in the NFC, especially in the North. They have a 29-point differential. That is what tied for there's like fifth. They're like fifth in differential. So they're getting it done. But listen, do you think they can get the big game? Do you think they can get to the big game come through the NFC, which right now, especially in the NFC, is not as strong as what we thought it was going to be, but it's still tough out there.
It's going to depend, like you said, strictly on Kirk Cousins. It is going to be entirely up to Kirk Cousins because we've seen the past primetime games under the lights, in the clutch. I mean, he just
falls apart. Yeah.
And for all the Kirk Cousins slander, last year he threw for 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns to only 7 picks. I mean, those are elite numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't spell elite without Eli. I agree with you on that one. Yes. But
you agree with me. I didn't say that. That's trash.
I don't know.
That's a trash comment. Anybody thinks Eli is elite.
Eli is elite.
Man, Eli Manning is not elite.
Hey,
he's not even on the same level as his brother.
He's the opposite of Kirk Cousins. Very average in the regular season, but when the lights come on, he shows
wins
up.
games.
He wins games. But it's going to
by
depend
the hair
on
of his
Kirk
chinny
Cousins.
chin, but he does.
It's going to depend on Kirk Cousins, and I think it's interesting too because Rico made up a good point. I think Nick Sirianni's probably going to run away with the Coach of the Year there over in Philly. You got to appreciate what Kevin O'Connell's doing. I mean, last year wins the Super Bowl with the Rams as their offensive coordinator. Mike Zimmer is a defensive guy,
Mm-hmm.
and now you insert a guy like Kevin O'Connell, and now you're sitting at 6-1.
Yeah.
Now, do I think the Vikings are going to end the season 16-1? No, probably not. I'm going to tell you right now, they're probably going to win the North.
Yeah, I think
probably
the
way it's shaping up right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the 2 seed behind Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Like they will set themselves up for success.
Yeah,
but it depends on Kirk Cousins. So if you had to ask me right now, because history repeats itself, it will always usually be correct. There are some enigmas, but if I had to guess right now, no, Kirk Cousins will get that because he can't play in prime time. He can't.
If they matched up, because I can see Philly getting into the playoffs. I think the Cowboys. I think the
Cowboys
East
are going to get a wild card, which is
I think they're going to get it. I think they're going to get in. So I don't even see Green Bay getting in. I don't think the Chicago would get in. Crazy thing is the Falcons. Tampa Bay still may creep them. I think Tampa Bay may creep them. I don't know, but right now with Evans out, I don't see where he has weapons. I don't
Tom
think
Brady mentally, he's
well,
not there.
yeah, that breakup was pretty tough on him. He's not there. So you've got to look on the west side. They'll probably get 2 in, but which 2 out of the West gets in? Out of the NFC West? Seahawks, 49ers, Rams. I think it's between them 3. But which 2? I think they get 2.
I still, and again, this might just be because I like Matt Stafford. I like Cooper Kupp. I would still be pretty surprised if the Rams miss the playoffs.
You'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised.
So you're
football.
So basically, you're saying Seattle falls off the la-di-dee-doo. They fall off the mountain. Because San Francisco, I think, is going to get in.
Or do all
with what they just did.
Oh yeah, no, San Francisco will be fine. Or do you think that they send 3 teams? Because the South is going to get right now it's the Falcons. It could be the Buccaneers. I don't know. They're going to get 1 team.
Mm-hmm.
The East is going to get 2. In the North, it's looking like right now it's the Vikings and everybody else. Like, are the Packers to make the playoffs? The Lions.
I don't think the Packers.
The Lions and the Bears certainly aren't going to make the playoffs. So the Packers don't going to. So you have 1. So you could have 3.
Out of where?
But then that would be
out of the East,
out of the West.
Sure, I don't think the West gets 3.
You don't think?
I think if anybody gets 3, it's going to be the East. NFC East.
That's what Texter just says right now.
I think it's going to be the East.
He says, "What about the Giants?"
Yeah, I'm with you, Texter. That's what I said. I think the East may get 3.
So you think when push comes to shove, the Giants will get in the playoffs over the Rams?
I would say no.
Think about what happened going at the end. If you would have told me after the Rams won their Super Bowl that they missed the playoffs because of the New York Football Giants, I'd say you're drunk.
Are they smelling themselves? I mean, what is it? Yeah. They pretty much have the host of everything they had back. Is it a quarterback issue? What is the issue? Is it the defense is not showing up? They still got Jalen Ramsey. They still have Aaron Donald. They still have the only one of the main things I think that they messed up on is not getting Von Miller back.
You think?
I think that was huge for the Bills.
He's eating.
Killing. He's eating. He's grubbing. He's at Mary Ellen's eating fresh off the table.
You
right
think?
now.
Well, I tell you what's also too is that I think they kind of miss OBJ.
Facts.
Like I really, because when they took their game to the next level, it's when they added OBJ. It's when they added OBJ.
Yes. So
Cooper Kupp's an elite talent. He's probably the best receiver in the NFL, but
he's
he can't do it
super
himself.
over targeted.
Oh my gosh. He gets like 15 a game. He gets like
he's
15
super
a game.
over targeted. So that's the problem I have with that. That's why I just don't think they're gonna emerge. I mean,
I think we might have a Vikings fan on here, Strick. He says, "First Vikes talk on the ticket ever. Remember, the Vikes have a history of massive losses, Cousins aside." I hope you're not a Vikings fan because I don't want to trigger. I'm sorry to bring that up, but unfortunately, I think he's right. Like, that's why I wouldn't be buying the Vikings. That right there is why.
Here is the saving grace I think that may be for the LA Rams. So I'm not going to say they're totally out, but the saving grace is this. Game 1 loss to the Buffalo Bills. Got shellacked, 31-10.
It was bad.
Right? Easy peasy, but barely skated by the skin of their chinny chin chin against the Falcons, who are a donkey butter.
First place.
Oh, gosh.
That's all
they
I'm
beat
saying.
a terrible Arizona team.
Right.
Lose to a pretty solid San Francisco team.
Right.
Lose to a Dallas team.
Good.
And then they win the team. They win. So they're already behind. They've already lost the matchup with the 49ers. So they can't overtake. The tiebreaker with them is already done. Right. So if there's any type of tie, they're going to fall out. So that's why I think I don't see them getting in, but their schedule going forth is pretty favorable.
Okay.
I think they've got a chance to beat Tampa Bay. I think they'll beat Arizona at home.
I agree.
That New Orleans is not one. No. Then they'll probably fall to Kansas City. They'll face a Seattle team. Vegas is garbage. Green Bay is terrible. Denver doesn't know what the freak they want to do, and I love Denver, but they may, they
don't know what's going on.
I personally said I think Denver will get it turned around. I don't think they'll make it to the playoffs. I think they'll fall short, but I think they get it turned around. Chargers is and then they'll play Seattle again. I think they have a chance to turn it around, but the tiebreaker, it's going to require Seattle to literally fall off the It would have to be Seattle falling off the map. Is that going to happen? Right now, Gino's got them balling. Is it going to happen? I don't know.
Gino does have them
Gino's got them balling.
And I tell you what, Kenneth Walker, that kid's a stud.
Yeah.
Like that was a good pickup by Seattle. I don't know. I'm not ready to sell the Rams yet. I know. I might be wrong on this, but I see that team last year, like they're good. But man, was Von Miller the glue? Was Von Miller the glue guy? Von Miller
was the guy. Look, he took pressure off Aaron Donald.
He did.
He gave so much space and room.
And he is eating with the Bills right now.
Boy.
The Bills look like one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Man, absolutely. But we got to take a break. Wow, great stuff. We'll be right back. We'll finish it up on the block right here, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I am Nate. He is Strick. And we'll be right back.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 9th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
You want to join a team of industry leaders, a team where you can learn and grow, a team that treats you right. Well, don't hesitate to look at all the great career opportunities at Acres Equipment, the largest John Deere dealer network in Nebraska. We offer industry-leading wages, state-of-the-art benefits, and a great culture that focuses on both our customers and our employees. Find your next career opportunity at acres.com/careers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect increasing cloud cover, but still warm and windy conditions. We'll see a high of 75. South winds gusting over 20. We'll have a chance of scattered thunderstorms this evening into tonight with a low down to around 40. We'll continue with a chance of rain tomorrow. Much cooler with only a high of around 45. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Nate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping things up on the block. Luckily for you, Strick and I are going nowhere. We got to play host to one of our favorites here at 93.7 The Ticket, Kevin Meyer. Meyer's Cork and Bottle. He's going to come in, do a little Thirsty Thursday action. Strick's hoping that he's got a Strix pick for him. I don't know. I think he probably got a Strix pick. He knows. That's the thing, is when he was still on the block, he brought a Strix pick every single day. So he knew what he was doing over there. But we'll have Kevin Meyer on. So we're going to wrap things up here on the block before we flip on over into old school. 402-464-5685. Hit us up. Let us know what you think about last night in baseball. We haven't touched on it yet, Strick, but the Houston Astros did something that's been done one other time. I can't remember the year specifically, but they threw a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter.
I mean, 4-pitcher no-hitter. It was 4 pitchers. It was Javier, Abreu, Montero, and Presley. It was a 4-pitcher no-hitter. So obviously it had to be
pitching then.
It had to be.
Rico's calling it fake.
It had to be based on who it was that they were facing, right? Because Philly slugging is tremendous, and when you're talking about how quick it can happen with Philly, you probably want to get the right type of matchups, and they did a great job of shutting them down last night. Bryce Harper, they basically walked him in one situation. He struck out twice in 2 at-bats. But one of the things that the Astros did, and I know we're closing out on the block, but one of the things that the Astros did that I found that was very interesting is they took advantage of their first through 4 hitters and their 9th hitter, meaning that everybody that was working in that category was getting hits, getting on base, and taking care of business in their base running, and making sure that those guys that were following were able to get the job done. So Alvarez with an RBI, Bregman with 2, Tucker with 1. So those the 9th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd at bat guys were getting on and taking care of business and letting those guys, Gurriel, Vasquez, and Tucker to be able to handle business.
Well, I think what's the craziest thing that popped out to me, Strick, was one, all the runs were scored in the 5th inning, which means they were rolling at that point.
Yeah, there was a rally.
And
the rally cap on.
Which is huge in baseball. But the thing that struck me is the Astros are built so differently than the Phillies. Not a single home run. They scored 5 runs and did not have a home run. Philly, you look at the night before, they had what, 5?
I think 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
So you're basically, if you're Philly, if you're not hitting home runs, again, they hit home runs better than almost anyone in baseball. So I'm nothing against their strategy and that way of playing. But if they're not getting home runs, they're not scoring.
Yeah.
They're not playing small ball. You're not getting timely hitting. You're not getting on base, like you said. And that's Houston's bread and butter, is they get on base and they score runs and they get them the hard way sometimes. I mean, Alvarez got hit by a pitch to score a run. So that's just kind of their bread and butter. And what's really fascinating too, as we wrap things up here on the block, Justin Verlander.
I knew
I was going to read up. We're sitting at 2-2. It's going to go back to Houston no matter what. Philly blew that. Philly blew that because you got the best fans in baseball, one of them. You got to wrap things up.
There's no confetti coming out.
There might be confetti, but it won't be in Philly.
Not really.
And what's crazy to me is you're going up against Justin Verlander, who I think is the American League Cy Young. Justin Verlander is 0-6 in World Series appearances.
Crazy.
His ERA is above 6.
His ERA is 6.07.
So it's not like his defense isn't helping him out or anything. He's getting shelled.
That is the worst in MLB history for a player of his caliber with at least 30 innings pitched. The others that are in that company, you want to know who they are?
All right, let's hear it.
Carl Erskine, 5.83. Don Sutton, 5.26. Gary Nolan, 4.96. Al Leiter, the lefty, 4.59. And that's the numbers of the guys that are also in that category with him. He is the worst. To be the caliber.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
During the season, he's low 1 ERA.
He's 1.75 with 18 wins.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's like a rookie getting thrown out there. I mean, this guy's been around baseball since 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting closer to year 20 now. I don't know, man.
He's got to get it done.
Does history repeats itself?
Well, we're gonna find out if it's going to be the Magic.
It's in Philly too, which is going to be chaos.
We're going to find out if it's going to be Philly Magic or are the Astros going to raise the banner and have the parade.
Go back to Houston.
It's got to go back to Houston. It's going to be a big parade in Houston. Are they going to tear the club up? We'll see.
That stat, when I saw it, I didn't believe it at first. I said, no, there's no way. It's just I just can't fathom, because Clayton Kershaw has that same issue when he gets to the playoffs. Like, you just fold, you collapse. I don't know if it's the pressure. I don't know if it's a mental thing at this point, but I don't know. And especially against a team like Philly, like if you let their bats get hot, it's going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you get a couple bombs on you. I mean, it's tough to come back from that.
Yeah, there's no question.
It's tough, man. So
it's been a great day on the block.
It's been a lot happening in sports. Too.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be a sports fan.
You're still going to hear our voices. We got to get out of here. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Old School is going to tap in, but we're going to still be here. Jay will be coming in, and we're going to still keep talking about some topics. Get back on this some Nebraska football. Thursday's on the way, and we'll have some more storylines for you. We'll be right back. See you in a minute. Old School next, right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're